That's what I needed to do. Rachel, you're muted. Oh, wait, I can't hear you. What is going on? Hold on. I can't hear you whatsoever. I have headphones on. Let me take these off. There will be a dog barking. Hello! Hold on. Rachel, can you talk? Is Rachel frozen for me, or am I frozen for you all? Oh no. I was worried about hold on. Okay. Hold on.
I think I fixed it. Can you hear me?
Yay! Okay, hold on. Let me put my headphones back.
Yeah, it took the wrong input.
Okay. Hold on. Let me put my headphones on and talk again.
Hello. There you go.
Okay, my headphones are in. Am I frozen? Or you frozen? I don't know what's going on.
I think we're good.
Okay, neither frozen, can't hear now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Now we can start.
Why can't I show comments? There we go. That's what happens. Hey, Tamara. Hey, Rachel.
Hello. Hi, Nat.
This is when I decide. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's been a minute.
Right. And of course, I decided to randomly use StreamYard as a live, but I've never used it before. So, hi, Brittany. You read this book earlier this month? And yes. Fair, Tamara. You read a lot of manga, you read the entirety of Attack on Titans this month, plus other things.
I'm just like, I might have just finished book 4 yesterday.
Yay! I will probably jump into book 3 right away. There will be a barking dog. She has anxiety. I gave her medicine for it. Yeah, right. Willa! Oh, I should just okay. Oh well. That's me. Why did I show that? Yes, you need to read the first book. Do it now. Stop pushing back your hold. They're good reads. Like you were just talking about how you like fantasy forward series, Christy. And there is some romance in here, at least. I mean, book 1 doesn't really have romance, but like this one, we started getting the buds of the romance, and I'm like, yes. But I think you'd really like it. Yes, yell at Christy to read the first book. Brittany, our resident lover of this series, read this over 6 times. I'm trying to remember what happens. Yeah. This book is so interwoven. It's really cool. I think, yeah. Everyone should read it. Hello, Deb. Welcome. Yes, Christy, read the first book, and then no one is frozen. Neither is frozen. Can't hear Rachel, but Rachel's here now. And praises. Yay! Cheers. It's all good in the end. Been a minute. I think I left my something's diamonds. Is that a typo? I haven't read it. Oh, that's fair. But thank you for coming for the beginning part. Hello, Deb. Yeah, Deb doesn't know what a barking dog is. She's never experienced that in her life. Nope. Yes, catch up. They're fast reads, even though they're chunky. Like this one is 600 and some pages. They're really readable. It's not like Wheel of Time. Like Wheel of Time is boring. This is very okay. Even though I loved the last book a lot, there's just a lot of parts though in the entire series of Wheel of Time that's so boring.
I didn't. So me, the fantasy nerd, didn't get past book 3.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame anyone. I was just stubborn and wanted to like say I read it. And actually I think I have Stockholm syndrome with Wheel of Time because I after reading book 5 I was like, "Oh, now I want to reread the whole thing." And it's like, "No, you don't. Not yet." Brittany, some of my favorite Zachary scenes came from this book. I know. I love Zachary so much. I love Zachary. I guess he's my book boyfriend, I guess. We had this discussion on a Discord once about book boyfriends, and I guess he's part of it, and I forgot.
I was gonna say, I don't know if because there's some later moments in like book 3 where it gets interesting, and that's where I'm just like, ooh, gossip.
Mm-hmm. Right? Book 3. I can't wait. Can't wait. You were singing a song. Oh, okay. You were singing a song. Gotcha. Given I know you started fair. It was fast. Oh yeah. No, yes. Given that I started 5% on your sprints last night. Yep. I started this on Deb sprints last night. And finished today. Actually, I finished it with 4 minutes to spare. I would have finished it earlier. I know you know this, Rachel, but I would have finished it earlier if I didn't take a nap. I just was getting really sleepy, and I was like, I need a nap.
That's fair.
Yeah. I would suggest you trying it, but have it be a series that you just kind of... I would say watch the show, because the show isn't exactly like the series, but it's like a good vibes of the series. But, they canceled season 3 for financial reasons. Even though Rings of Power is done worse in so many other ways. Okay. Not reading Wheel of Time will allow you to pick up some more big books now. I know. I felt when I finished Wheel of Time last year, I just felt a relief. This was like,
I am starting a series in September of this year where routinely the audiobooks are over 30 hours. There's 16 of them. I am terrified.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. The craziest thing is that's only the audiobooks. There's only 16 audiobooks so far. That's not even halfway through the web novel. That is 14 million words.
This is what's it called? The In one. It's the In one. The Wanderer's Inn.
The Wandering Inn.
I have the first audiobook. Yeah, Wandering Inn. Yeah, I have the first audiobook. I will read it eventually. Eventually.
So my friend really loves them. So I've been buying them because, the Audible, the communal Audible account. And yeah. I was like, I own all of these now. I guess I should listen to them.
That's how I feel about it. I bought the first three books of the Malazan series, and I'm like, I'll eventually get to those. Eventually.
I listened to all of them. I don't know if I would recommend.
I mean, I have the first 3 audiobooks. I will try.
Admittedly, book 3 is one of my favorites of all time, but I don't like the series. I just like book 3.
Fair. Christy likes romance. I like romance. I just don't like the more intense stuff. I shall not push back on it. Good. I don't know. What intense stuff do you mean? Because, there's death in here, but I think you're fine with death. There's ghosts.
There is some weird stuff later in the series, way later. I don't even think you got to it, Nat.
No, I only got to book 3. I hear some weird stuff happens later.
I don't know if this will make sense, but it's like a Twilight weird thing.
Okay. All right. We'll see what happens when we get to that book.
I was gonna say, I think it's
Tamara likes 6.
Sorry, guys.
I think that's the one I heard the most problems about is book 6. So that makes sense.
Book 5 is my least favorite.
Oh, okay. I should see which one has the lowest rating, but in a moment. Wheel of Time is a lot. Liked first season 1, but only got to season 2 episodes of season 2. Well, you have plenty of time to catch up before no more seasons come out. Ratings, yes. So for those who have read this book, intense romance stuff she means. Okay, yeah. As far as I know, it's like not that super intense romance stuff, but again, it's not like romantic-y. Do you think there's any like romantic-y smut scenes in the series that you've read? Like intense sex scenes?
Sex scenes? No. If it is, it would be fade to black.
Okay. All right. Well, so
I say that, and there's a thing in book 4, but it's more fade to black,
okay. And then we will figure it out as we go.
Okay, if it helps, I'm the one that read this originally and was like, everyone should read this. I'm not known as the romantic person.
That is true. That is very, very true. By the way, I don't know how to fix my lighting. This is just the lighting I have here. Dog sitting. So, all right. Yes, ratings. So I also gave this a 4 as well. Upon reread, it was a 4 as well. Yeah. The beginning was kind of boring, but it was just setting up for stuff later. What did you think, Rachel? So you gave it a 4 as well?
Yeah, I think this is very much a setup book, knowing what happens. Really, for me, it's. I think you kind of it's a Kerrigan book, but it also is. Oh, this is the second book. We must give overarching plot now.
Mm-hmm. Thing in book 4. Hi, Maria. Thank you for cheering this read along. You should read this book. I think you would really like it. I think you would love the Zachary. I think you'd love him. Just saying. Yay, Maria. Dipping out. Okay, see you later. Definitely a thing in book 4. Okay, well, we'll see what happens in book 4. So yes, 4-star. Brittany, what did you rate book 4? But yeah, no, you're right, Rachel. This is totally a Kerrigan book. It's like her growth and her coming into belonging to the Green Riders. Like the first book was about her joining and learning about the magic and everything. It was definitely like world building with a fun adventure. This one was more political character growth
and
Kerrigan realizing she needs to be where she needs to be.
And I wonder, because these are written in the 90s as well, because what Brittany is like saying, like it's a setup book and book 1 could be a standalone. I wonder if it was written on that on purpose because it wasn't optioned as a series yet.
Yeah, because the first book was the 90s, and then this one didn't come out till 2003. So there was a big gap between the two.
Yeah, they're typically like 4 years apart.
Yeah. Okay, since you enjoyed Serpent, it sounds like you would like this book then. So cool. Agreed, Brittany. Book 4, probably. Oh, I meant book 1 or book 2, the one we're reading. Sorry, that was confusing on my end. Love the addition, how we get a lot of other writers. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then, like, the reason why I say this is because you love a more, like, this isn't like super classic feeling, but it is a more classic feeling fantasy series. You know what I mean, Rachel?
It's very addictive, but it's not like killing you with word building. It's very vibes the series.
Yeah, very vibes the series. It has the political stuff, but it's not like something that's super hard to get into. What are you doing, Willa? Come here, sweetie. Come here, Willa. Okay, she's just gonna stand there then. Okay. Definitely meant book 2. Okay. Just had 4 in the brain. Makes sense. Cool. So what is someone's favorite scene in this book? or chapter or thing they'd like to talk about. Hold on, I'm going to mute myself while you talk about your favorite scene or chapter.
I would say it's definitely the ending portion, just because I'm a sucker for that action, in the wild ride and all that kind of stuff. Well,
the wild ride was so cool.
Yeah. And also I like learning about the history, like Lil Amroth and the first writers.
Yes. Also, that reveal at the end of how her family was, like like how it was revealed, like her family was against the kingdom, but then changed their last name and became part of the kingdom with all the journal entries.
Yeah.
I said that very weirdly, I realized, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, because this book introduces the overarching narrative, at least as far as I know it, of Second Empire, and like how during when Saccharinian was coming together as a nation, there is the Second Empire threat of an external threat, as well as like the warring of the chieftains. And learning about that empire and how the war for that.
Yes. Definitely setting up all of that. And also with the wall, the introduction of the wall. I know there's more wall stuff in book 2 and 3. I mean, because we just read book 2.
3 and
as far as
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Okay, I haven't read 4, but yeah, I really loved the introduction of the wall in this series and later on, and it's just how the world is just expanding and how Kristen Britain just expands the world a little bit more. She does really good world building, in my opinion. Probably one of your favorite character moments is the scene of Kerrigan. Yes. Is that, I was thinking, isn't that chapter? Well, there's no chapter numbers, but Mirror of the Moon chapter, because there was I was listening to it, and I was like, there's so many good quotes in this chapter, because I think that's the chapter it happens in, when she's like coming to terms with that she is a Green Rider, basically.
Yeah.
I know she was helping them a lot, but see you, Christy. Eat some food. I'm gonna probably eat after this live show, but yes. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I don't know why, but the series always I want to wear the Green Rider uniform because it sounds so cool.
We should try to get some green jackets eventually.
Because it sounds like they sound really well made, and it's sounds comfy for some reason, even though it's the dress uniform is always described as scratchy. I'm but I want to wear it.
Right? They're just so cozy, and they also you just feel they always talk about a feel of a change inside of them when they put the Green Rider jacket on.
Yeah, you can see, at least in this book cover, has an interpretation of the
yes, with its green and the lining and everything, the yellow lining.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I think also didn't Kerrigan's dad outfit the party with better jackets anyway?
Yeah,
because of what happened in book 1.
It was the end of book 1. That was his deal with Mapstone.
Yes.
So, who was your favorite character in this book?
Well, since the Berry sisters weren't here, I forget. Actually, I just call them the Berry sisters. I don't remember if that's their actual names. Yes, he redesigned it. Okay. I mean, Kerrigan is a really good main character. I do like her a lot. But I love Zachary and how he is taking his role as the king. Because, in book 1, we learned that he was never really planning to be king, but then because of how the dad, his father changed everything, and how he's oh, I'm gonna be king now. Okay. And how he's taking on that role, and he's relying on new people because Mapstone isn't around anymore.
Yeah. And I think Mapstone in this book I think I love her character arc, because this is one where she's actually pretty vulnerable.
Yes, I do too. I love Mapstone. There's just so many good characters in this series.
I was like, does Mara become a character in this book?
Mara?
Yeah.
That name does not sound familiar to me.
The chief writer.
Oh, you mean Amara? Amara?
Oh, I thought her name was Mara.
Maybe it is Mara. Maybe I'm just adding the Amara. Remind me who Mara is again. Is she the one that's going to marry or is supposed to marry Zachary?
No, that's Astora.
Astora, okay. I get names. I have names. Forget.
Mara's the chief writer that does like all the paperwork and is second to Mapstone.
She might be in book 3. Because I'm like, oh, that sounds familiar now. But she might have shown up in book 3. I don't remember her in this book.
Yeah, I apologize.
You're
I
fine.
don't read it. It's just going all in my brain as one story.
As I read this book, the song Time After Time, and if I kept popping in my head, that makes sense. Because they kept on going to the past, and she kept on talking to the first writer and everything, and there wasn't exactly like time travel, but there was definitely like revisitations.
Well, I would think there is time travel, particularly at the end.
True. That is more time travel-y than anything else.
Yeah.
Mapstone is great character arc in this one. Yes, we agree. Mara's the one with the fire as her gift. I feel, I kind of sped read this, but I don't remember her in this book, so I think she shows up more in book 3. If I could turn back time travel, yes. Which is a really cool element.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry. I was going to say, the time travel-esque part was a really cool element to add because, I mean, in 2003, there wasn't too much, like, genre blending really going on much. So it was cool that she added that little sci-fi element in here. And time travel is one of my favorite things in books.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we want to go into more spoilery territory and talk about like Kerrigan's gift and how it like kind of expands in this.
Sure. Yes, we are now going to be at spoilers, more spoilery. Do you want to talk about that first?
Yes, because this one is more. In the first book, it's more she is fading out, and this is more thresholds and how she's has a connection with Salvastar? Is that the name?
I think so. Yeah. Yes, I think so. Yeah, and go ahead.
The steed of death.
The steed of death. Yes. I had a thought and then it left me. That's how it's gonna go. But yeah, I'm trying to think about her powers as well. Like, yes, because it's more than just like her turning invisible. For sure. It's almost like she can just kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Can somebody read my mind and tell me what the word is I'm looking for?
I am trying. I'm trying.
So it was kind of like, since she could kind of try, and kind of thinking invisible time travel. Yeah, that's like basically her powers, but like it almost seems like she can cross over to different planes of existence, I guess is what I'm looking for. Almost, but it's not quite.
Yeah, because like she was using Lil Asbriel as kind of like an anchor point because it's the same birch.
Yes.
So she could like lock onto it and like go to that.
Yeah. So, and I think that is really cool. The pendant. Tell us about the pendant, Tamara. What about the pendant? Didn't you say the pendant?
Or did you mean the brooch?
I think she meant the brooch. Because I'm like, I don't think there was a pendant, but I think she meant brooch. Another thing that's really cool, how like all the writers who've had the brooch previously are connected to that brooch.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of makes me think of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Honestly, I was trying to read your and I meant brooch. Gotcha. You were reading my mind. Gotcha. I don't know how much of a delay there is on this. I know what the delay is on Twitch, but StreamYard, I don't know what the delay is. So it will be very interesting to work that through. Thank you for trying to read my mind. But yes. But yeah, no, I think it's really cool that she's been able to like connect to people with that brooch in the past, and how the brooch kind of is like a vessel to your past, which makes me think of Avatar: The Last Airbender, except it's not it's not an item, it's the role of the avatar where you connect to all your past selves. I don't know if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes, I've seen all of them.
Okay. My brain is like, I feel like Rachel's an Avatar person, but I don't know.
Yes, and my favorite character is Toph. Thank you.
Toph is a good character. I mean, my favorite's Uncle Iroh, for sure. For sure.
I was thinking, because we kind of learned in this book, because Lil Amberoth also had that power, and she has the same brooch, and I'm trying to think, do the brooch carry the power of the gift, or is it because somebody with magic has it, or is it the type of magic in you that draws that brooch, or yeah?
I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I think it's a mixture of both because they talk about in book 1 how not everybody has that same gift. Like the brooch, I mean, the brooch chooses you, but not everyone with the same brooch has the same gift. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. If Uncle Iroh isn't your favorite, you're wrong. I agree. And if you don't cry when you hear the words "leaves from the vine," or sorry, that's not exactly. Oh yeah, leaves from the vine falling so slow. Tears. Oh, okay. Brittany just said everyone with the same brooch has the same gift. Okay, gotcha. So
that's what I was
brooches
thinking.
is like.
Also, I don't know if it's consistent, because like I know like the Dyer, he has his shielding, but I was like, I don't know if they all have shielding, or it's just because he's a Dyer. Can you see me now?
Is my internet yes, I can see you.
You're good.
I'm house sitting, and their Wi-Fi is usually not this bad. But today, like yesterday, it was bad, and then today I'm like, well, we'll see what happens. You were saying before we got cut off by the internet.
I was just thinking, like you know how the Dyer has the shielding, because but I don't know if that's because his brooch gives the power of shielding, or is it because he's a Dyer, or the mixture of both. I know Kerrigan's brooch all gives the power of the invisibility, but I don't know if it's just been used consistently, or if it is meant to be used consistently throughout the series.
Gotcha. Brittany does say at least everyone who's at Kerrigan's brooch has the same power. And Tamara's like, it's kind of like the dragons in Fourth Wing, and I would agree with that. Like, they choose you. Tamara asks, didn't she also get scolded by the Green Rider when she traveled? I believe so.
Lil Amberoth kind of like yelled at her when she was like in her brain.
Mm-hmm. Yes. For sure, Z's. Yeah, I think what else we could talk about. I mean,
I was gonna say we could talk about Second Empire.
We could, yeah. Really quick before we talk Second Empire, what was everyone's thoughts about how the journals were throughout this? That's something that was added, wasn't in the first book. As a storytelling element, do you like that kind of storytelling element of like foreshadowing through journal entries where there leads up to a big reveal? That's something that I really do enjoy if it's done right. And I think it was done right here, because the way that the journal entries were going on through from the beginning just kind of felt like extra world building that felt natural. Thoughts, comments.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I feel like, at least for me, so a funny story. When I first met Mistborn, I never read the epitaphs.
Oh no. Which, okay, in my opinion, the epitaphs tell you who the hero of ages is. My opinion.
Yeah, so this is why I'm like, I like these now. I know what their purpose for. They're not useless, so I will pay attention to the epitaphs. So that's
they're so much fun.
Yeah, so that's how I missed the entire point of Mistborn when I first read it in like 2017 or something.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Brittany says, please show StreamYard. Thank you. I will say the journal entries are important for later in the series. Ooh, that's good to know. Does Rachel remember why they're important later in the series?
We'll see if Rachel made the connection. We'll find out.
Okay. Yes, we do know who wrote the journal entries in book 2. It was one of Kerrigan's ancestors. I
was gonna say, I think it like explicitly says it in one of the journal entries.
Oh, it was like the very last one, I believe, where she's reading it and she's like, "Oh my goodness, what?
No. Yeah. Well, because it starts off with the first page is journal of Hadrius Elphex.
Yes. Which then we later find out that that is her relative.
Yeah. And he was like the adopted son of the royal family of the Second Empire, or the Empire.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's like on page 621 where the last one is, where he says, I am, as witnessed by God, no longer Hadrax Elphax, but Hadrax Galadrian. Because, well, it's actually just a really short letter, but the reason why he does that
is Galadrian means betrayer.
Yes, he who betrays, and so he wants to be known as a betrayer for the rest of his life because he was a betrayer. Have not the forces of the Empire already named me as such? Yes. So, exactly. Brittany said she caught the connection upon her reread.
Brittany, what book has the connection in it? You can also just DM me.
Yeah, I knew the person, just couldn't remember if we knew who it was. Okay, yeah. He's somebody who fought for the Second Empire, or the Empire, and betrayed I just looked at it. Alexio, was something like that. And then became Moorhaven, yes, and then became one of Kerrigan's ancestors, which I think for me is. To me, rereading this makes the connection to how they had the prophecy of like someone's going to destroy this blah 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 blah, and it could potentially be Kerrigan because of her ancestry. So that's required me to remember the series as something other than one big giant book. This. Just from rereading book 1 last time we talked about it, I feel like so many things just kind of interwoven in my brain when I read this series, so I totally get that.
Like I said, I'm like, I just finished book 4. I'm like, what happened in book 2? What is book 2 and what is book 3? What's in book 2 and not book 4?
Like, it's kind of crazy. But really cool. I think actually is really good mark of a series that makes, at least from what I've read, all the books important to read. It's not like Wheel of Time as the example we had earlier, where you feel like you could just skip 3 or 4 books towards the end, or maybe just get the abridged versions, or as Deb has suggested, just read the prologue and the epilogue and you'll get the entirety of the book. Basically.
Isn't the prologue and epilogue of that series like also one book?
Basically, yeah. Every epilogue is basically like 3 hours of audiobook listening, and then the epilogue as well. There's a chapter in the last book that's 9 hours long. It's so long. But it was a good chapter. It's a battle, so it makes sense. But yeah, so like from what I'm gathering from people who've read the whole series or up to this point, that all of these books are important and connected, and it's like I think that's really good writing right there. All right, you wanted to talk about the Second Empire. What about the Second Empire do you want to talk about?
I was gonna say, I think we introduced them, and it's kind of an interesting concept of this like insular group of people that are making themselves insular, and but it shows like some of them have separated to go into Saccharidian culture, but there's still this group.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yes. Sorry, my nose is like really, really itchy, so I'm trying not to I'm like I need to sneeze more, but I'm not going to. I'll look at the light. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, how they're kind of infiltrating Saccharidian.
And they've been doing it forever. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like manipulation from the Empire in Saccharidian. And it's just really cool. Like we even saw that a little bit more. We saw that a little bit in the first book anyway. But it's just how the Empire keeps digging their claws into like Saccharidian to slowly try to take it over from the inside, but also from the outside, kind of like a double pincer movement.
They're also very stupid. At least in this book, they're very stupid.
Yeah, they try their best, but they're not smart about it.
I don't know why they have a brand on their hand or a tattoo.
That's one way to expose who you are.
I don't know. I'm just like, why? Why are you like this?
At least like don't put it on your hand. You know, like put it like on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they have like tank tops here or something.
Oh yes, the hand, the thing that is out unless you're wearing gloves all the time. Maybe they wear gloves all the time.
Maybe it would make sense. Maybe that's something in Saccharidian culture that a lot of people just wear gloves. I don't know. Maybe they're a gloved community. I don't know. But they didn't expressly say that. But yes, at least with other people with tattoos, like they always have them in a hidden place. You know.
I'm just thinking of Stormlight now with the safe hand.
Oh, we have safe hands now. Yes, you must keep the safe hand covered at all times. Oh, it's so sexy to show your hand. Sorry.
with the brand of this random empire that's been in Saccharidia for whatever, how many years.
I mean, I love that in Stormlight that is considered like the sexy part is like this hand and like you don't show it to anyone but your spouse, but I also find it just hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if everyone has the dead tree tattoo. I feel like some people carry pendants. Maybe that would make more sense than everyone having a tattoo on their hand being part of a secret cult. Maybe, I don't know.
I might have blown it up in my head because I was just like, this is ridiculous. Why is this like this?
I remember a lot of tattoos on the hands. I don't remember pendants, but I'm also forgetful.
Well, and
yeah,
the Empire itself is very scary. The Second Empire wasn't as scary.
Mm-hmm. They're kind of buffoons.
I might take that back because I think they did explode a lot of people.
Okay.
But the Empire, like, we learn they're very like there's hints of like mechanical magic.
Okay. Yes, there is.
Which is
which I think is really cool.
Yeah, and I think it would go into the themes of like nature versus like man.
Like book 1 talked about that as well, like the whole nature. We talked about that nature being overcome by evil. In this book then with the mechanical magic and also like the wall hiding stuff, like trying to preserve nature and stuff, which makes sense with Kristen Britton and who she is as a person. At least from her Instagram. I mean, she also was like a ranger.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I know she's American, but I always think she's British because I think this is very, it feels very inspired by like England in my brain. It might just because her last name is Britton.
It could be. This also feels a little like Irish, but not exactly Irish. Like it's a mixture between Ireland and Britain together. To me.
I also just might be remembering history.
Well, I like names like Kerrigan sounds very Irish to me.
Yeah.
Zachary, I don't know where that name is from. I love that his name is Zachary. It makes me think of Thackeray Binks from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
But you don't really get, like, Zachary's not a name in most, like, fantasy novels, but it doesn't seem too weird to me.
I was going to say, I think it's the most quote-unquote modern name that we have.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
But it
yeah, because, like, Colin isn't.
Yeah. Well, there's Colin.
Go ahead,
like, Colin is a normal name. Colin Dufkey.
Yeah, but it's not like super modern feeling, you know? Like, like I would agree that Zachary's the most modern sounding name.
Yeah, because there's Astora, Laren, Kerrigan.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one.
There's a Josh.
It's like Larry. There's not a Larry.
No, there's a Ty, but Ty kind of comes from like probably the short form of like other things from something longer. Yeah, Zachary does feel like the most modern of all the names that I've read, at least.
Yeah, it's very well. I think the names they all feel like they fit. That also because they might come from the similar roots.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. I agree. She's really okay. I have a thing when I write books that I have to find the, like, I'm very big on what the names are because I think names are part of your storytelling and your world building. She is really good with names in her books that I read because it just gives a lot history of like where it's from and stuff. In my opinion.
Yeah. The only one like Salvatore. That's the only one that like really throws me, and that's like the steed of death.
But he's also but also works with someone attributed with death, you know?
Yeah. Because the other god is like Orion, and I forgot I think there's two gods, and I'm just remembering Orion for right now.
Yeah, I'm not remembering all the gods' names.
Yeah.
And I don't want to Google search in case I get spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was gonna say predictions for book 3, but I don't know if we can predict book 3 when we've both read book 3.
I mean, I've read book 3, yeah, for sure. Well, book 3 has a little bit more romance in it, and I'm really excited for it. But it's not like super romantic. It just has this thing in it that just makes me go crazy. Like I was going crazy towards the end of this, of like when Kerrigan figures out I love the king. This is more than friendship. I care about him. I want to be with him, but I'm a stinking peasant and he's supposed to marry this beautiful lady, which makes sense politically, but I want to be with him. And And you just know that Zachary cares about her, and I just am dying inside.
Well,
I mean, this is all that happens in book 2. Book 3 continues those feelings and everything.
And we did figure out it is age gap, because I didn't realize Zachary is old.
He is older. Like, he's like 30-something.
I was going to say he's my age.
How old are you?
27.
Oh, 27? Okay. Yeah, like, I was thinking younger 30s. Because, yes, we did. And, like, she's like 17, 18 something.
I would like to think she's like 20s in like book 3. I would like to think.
Yeah. So it's like a little bit of an age gap, which I do like a good age gap romance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really I liked that this book was good for Kerrigan's setup for her character, and it just reinforced the world a little bit more. And I'm excited for book 3 because I think a lot more happens and we'll have a lot more discussions. And I'll read it earlier so I can take lots of notes.
I was gonna say, are we gonna do it? Should we say that we're doing it next month or in?
Yes, I'm gonna do it next month because whenever the beginning of the year happens and I have to prep for summer reading program, my mind is like, summer reading program? That's all on it. Like, I need to like do all this stuff. And so like then when I get home, I'm like, what? So it's bad. And also like work has been requiring me to go to into work on my half days. So like that hasn't been fun. So let's do it next month. I'm thinking the end of June again. Do we want to do the 28th or do we want to do the 29th? Or do we want to do it over Independence Day weekend? I don't know.
Let's decide that. We'll just say end of the month and decide a date when it comes closer to that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're gonna do it towards the end of the month. We'll also see how like it's mostly me reading the book and anyone else who needs to read. Like Tamara hasn't read this before, so yes, 3rd book next month. We need to get back on track. No, that's okay. Little boys are crazy. Yes, next month sounds good. Yeah, I think the 28th actually will work really well for me because my family who will be visiting will be gone. And summer reading program will be in full swing, so I don't need to plan really anything. I just need to basically show up with food and make sure video games are plugged in and stuff for the teens. So I'll hopefully get more listening time in too, because that's the other thing with lately work has just made it so hard for me to listen to books, especially this month. Like, man. Not June 21st, Tamara. That is when Heather and Adam are in town. We will be with family. And the nieces and their children, which will be crazy.
I was gonna say, I think book 3 introduces a character that is very interesting to me.
Okay.
And
not July 21st. That is too late, I think.
The 28th.
June 28th. June 28th. Oh, the Wi-Fi's thinking about me entering in this comment. There we go. But yes, June 28th. I like this time, 2:00. Also, then we won't be battling with amazing sprints, so maybe more people will show up. I didn't post it in the links because I was like, everyone's going to be at sprints. Except I did message a few people like, hey, I know that you'll go to sprints later, but because it's end of Escape today, so
yeah, that's true. But also, it's just like I'm having fun.
I might fun too.
I might be overachieving, but that's just me.
One of your favorite characters shows up in book 3. I don't see the only part of book 3 that's in my mind is Zachary and Kerrigan. That's all that I remember about book 3.
Brittany, I think I know what character this is, and I hope it's the same person.
That's okay. Boys are so loud. We will hopefully next time they won't be so loud. I know she has an extra like one of the little boy's friends over visiting. So like one of her boy's friends are visiting. It's the wall character. Oh wait, the wall character.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
wow,
that wasn't the character. That's the wasn't the character I was thinking of. I was thinking the character with the mask.
Oh, I slightly remember having there's a mask character. Again, I read this like 4 years ago, so and I've read a lot of books since then.
Intentionally vague.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I'll see you all in June. I think YouTube works really great for this, and we'll do June unless we tell you otherwise.
I was gonna say it'll be on my channel, or I will post things on my Instagram.
Yes, I'm probably going to listen to an audiobook and make some posty stuff too during sprints. So, because Christy's no longer here, but I will finally read our buddy read.
Yeah, the earth is trying to kill me. It just started pouring rain. That's scary.
Oh, that is scary. Well, thank you for coming. Oh, by the way, book 3, last time I rated it, was a 5-star read for me.
I think it was a 5-star raid for me.
The masked character as well. Rachel has frozen for me, and I'm sorry if I'm talking over her. Oh no. Did we lose Rachel? Is Rachel moving for everyone else but me? Who knows? She looks so thoughtful, frozen in the freeze frame. She does. Okay, she is frozen. Okay. I'm sad, but now I won't know her rating for book 3 until later, unless she gets unfrozen. Oh, she's gone. Let's not have me be that big. Oh, I am that big. Let's do that instead. She's in deep thought. She said 5. Okay. She froze a little bit before she said 5 for me, or maybe I missed it. But yeah. Let's see if she messages me on Discord. Is she going to be able to rejoin? Thank you for the people who came to show up. I appreciate you. 4 people. Give yourself a big round of applause. I appreciate this. We will be more on top of it because I really want to get to the last book quickly. Discord, that's what I'm going to look at. Go us! I agree. We're the best. Her internet died. Oh no. I'll just end then. Sad face. Yay! Last book will be interesting since I remember none of it. Oh, yeah. Well, then there's the new book too. That comes out later this year. I think also something that might help me stay on track is maybe I'll do. Yes, I'll see you in sprints. I think I'm going to do some reading sprints for this book because I can't get the audiobook right away. So I will be eyeball reading it. So I think maybe I'll do some sprints when other sprints aren't going on YouTube. So yes, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Let's end the stream.